Okie dokie. Artichoke. Oh, fuck. Okay. Back to where it all started. This is the dish that made me fall in love with cooking. Okay, so some backstory. I really fell in love with cooking around college. It came about in two ways. So number one, I went to school in Duluth, Minnesota, and at the time I went, they're okay Chinese restaurants, but they weren't amazing. And also up there, it's kind of hard to find specialty ingredients. As someone who grew up eating a lot of Chinese food, when I went up to school in Duluth, I was kind of missing that in my life. Also, as a poor college student, I couldn't afford to eat out as much as I did with my family when I was growing up. So I decided, why can't I figure out how to make it myself? Noodles are just my favorite food in general. And I can't believe I forgot about it until my best friend Kern told me, hey, you gotta go back to the day one and you gotta do the dish that started your love for cooking. I present to you my ramen stir fry. So let's start with the ingredients. We got ramen. It doesn't matter what type of ramen, I'm just using Maruchan. So it's like what, 20 cents a pack? Probably even less than that. We're going to just use 2 packs of it. We'll only use 1 out of the 2 spice packs, however. Now I have some pretty standard vegetables that you'll find in the stir fry. Carrot. Usually I would use an onion, but I'm out of onion somehow. So we'll use shallots, mushroom, and then broccoli. We'll just use it for the florets here. Is that what they're called? Florets? These thingies. And we will use the stem as well to kind of make like a broccoli slaw, and we'll fry that up too. And then I'll show you the way that we use broccoli in stir fry, because a common mistake I see with a lot of people is that they just throw it straight in. You can't do that because it doesn't cook. Broccoli takes a bit longer to cook than the rest of these vegetables. We're going to blanch it and then fry it. That's it for like the actual stir fry part. But the thing that brings it all together, it's this Chinese brown sauce, and that's the only thing that takes some amount of effort and some time. But I'm going to kind of structure out this recipe in a way where you can all get it done in one sitting, and then you'll have a bunch of leftover brown sauce for later stir fries. Stir fries in general are meant to be recipes that you just throw in a bunch of random stuff. I'm just sticking to vegetables today because I'm trying to keep it light. A general rule of thumb to follow, you want to do a 3-to-1 noodle to vegetable / whatever ratio, but you don't need to be exact. Here's this brown sauce I'm gonna tell you about, and don't freak out, it's a lot of ingredients, but just trust me. Have I ever steered you wrong before? Don't answer that question out loud. I need to refilm this because I was covering up my face. Here's the Chinese brown sauce. I'm gonna go over the essential ingredients first. Should hopefully make it less scary. You need about 1.5 cups of broth. It can be chicken broth, beef broth, veggie broth. I'm using veggie broth today. Yeah, it's homemade. Watch out for a video on that. We'll teach you how to make homemade broth. 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Can be white sugar, brown sugar, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm using brown sugar. Then we have a bunch of green onions, but specifically we're going to use the white parts and the root. So starting about like right here. Closer to the root you are, the more flavor there is. And the further you get away from that, the less flavor. When you use green onions in sauces or like an actual ingredient for cooking, you want to get closer to the root because that provides more flavor. However, the ends of it are perfect for garnish. So we're going to use all of the roots here to extract the most flavor in our sauce, and then we'll cut up the rest for garnish in the actual stir fry. To add to our aromatics, we have minced garlic and minced ginger. Probably wondering, why am I using pre-minced stuff? It's because that's what I used in college, and I'm trying to stick true to this recipe. It has nothing to do with how lazy I'm feeling right now. 2 teaspoons of that, fresh or pre-minced, not a big deal either way. And that's it for the essential ingredients. However, if you want to go the extra mile, this is Shaoxing cooking wine. We're only using 2 tablespoons of this. This is becoming a bit more common to find these days. I found this at frickin' Hy-Vee. 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. This will add a lot of umami. 1 tablespoon of hoisin, and then we have 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. These 4 ingredients, you don't have to have them, but they will bring the sauce up to the next level. And then once you make this brown sauce that lasts in the fridge for about a month, it's an all-purpose sauce. You can use it in many different applications. With that being said, pitter patter, let's get at it. We're gonna start off by making the sauce. Into a bowl, put the green onion, the garlic, the ginger. You know what? it. Put everything in except the broth. Heat up the broth. I just stuck it in the microwave for a couple of minutes. Whisk everything together really well and set that off to the side to let cool. Ideally, you want this to let sit for like an hour. I was starving my ass off. 30 minutes is what I ended up doing. So while that's off cooling, you're gonna go ahead and prep the veg. Carrots here, slice off the ends, cut into planks and then into strips. So this is called a julienne. Ho, 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 ho. Same thing, we're gonna cut the shallot into slices as well. The mushrooms, take out the stems, cut into slices. All of these vegetables, up until now, you're gonna put them all together on one plate. Let's get the water boiling for the ramen. In a bowl, prep your broccoli. Cut off all the florets, cut some of the bigger ones into smaller, more manageable bite-sized pieces. Throw it all into a relatively large bowl because we're going to blanch the broccoli in this bowl. Now the remaining stem, cut off the side so you kind of get like this rectangle shape. And then you're gonna julienne this into strips. Put that all aside with the rest of the vegetables on the plate. Boil some water, bring it over to your broccoli, add a pinch of salt quick, pour the boiling water all over it. Let this blanch for about 30 seconds. Strain it, set it off to the side. Your broccoli's hard cooked for the actual stir fry. Now by this time the sauce is getting pretty close, so I'm going to just strain this out so it only leaves behind the liquid, and I up. Don't be an idiot like me. Do this a bit more carefully, but you get the gist. And we're only gonna end up using about half a cup. We made about 2 cups of sauce. Now let's cook the noodles. We're gonna cook the noodles for 2 minutes only. We are slightly undercooking it because we don't want it to turn the mush and overcook while stir frying it. Basically what I'm looking for is when the noodles really start to break apart from the brick. That's when I know it's done. So strain that out, and right away you need to do this quickly, otherwise it's gonna clump together. Pour in some sesame oil. Any oil works. Give it a quick toss. Be generous here. If you skimp out on the oil, everything will clump together and it will become a nightmare for stir frying. Now let's move over to the stove. Get it on high heat. Pour in some oil. Again, be generous here. With stir fries, you have to be pretty good, otherwise things start to stick, with high heat especially. We're gonna go in with all the vegetables that were on the plate and stir fry for about 2 to 3 minutes until the mushrooms are fully cooked and have released all their water and things start to brown a bit. At that point, put in your broccoli, stir fry for about 30 seconds to a minute. Go ahead with your noodles, add your ramen seasoning, and stir everything very, very well to combine. If your pan gets crowded like this, what you can do is I put my tongs in the middle here, shake my pan pretty vigorously in like a circular motion. But if you know how to flip it, that's probably your best bet. But in general, keep the pan moving so nothing burns. Once everything is well incorporated, we're gonna go in with our sauce. You're gonna use about half a cup, but you don't wanna put in all of the sauce in one go. If you do that, you run the risk of it getting really mushy. So I'm only gonna put in half a cup. I'm gonna stir fry a little bit until things are well incorporated. Some of the liquid has evaporated, then I go in with the next quarter cup. Once everything is well combined, I give it a taste if it needs more sauce. Mine was awesome at this point and I didn't want to do anything else with it. I was good to go. Plate this up, garnish with some sesame seeds, green onion, and I have some homemade chili oil that I'm pouring on, and let me know if you want to see a recipe on that. And then you are ready for consumption. Maximum consumption. Oofda, I'm ready. It's been, how long has it been since I made this? 4, 5, 6 years? All right, here we go. I have to remember not to eat the whole plate, but just know that I could eat this all. Who do you think you are? I am! Just how I remember. I haven't missed a fucking beat. Hot! Oh! I'm gonna tell you right now, tossing the ramen, any sort of oil is crucial, because if you don't, it sticks and becomes this really nasty mess when you try to stir fry it. And there's nothing worse, nothing worse than a clumpy stir fry. That is not true. Oh, it's so hot. I have to be patient, I don't like it. Did you know that Koreans are the only Asian country that uses metal chopsticks? They're flat too, you see that? It's Korean, it's very tough to use it. You get a very strong finger. I know like stabbing is frowned upon, but coming from a Korean himself, you can stab every once in a while, like a little pokey poke. No, Brian, stop it. Stop staring at me. So yeah, that's it. My ramen stir fry. The dish that started it all. So yeah, it's a quick and easy weeknight meal, especially if you have the brown sauce prepared in advance. This whole thing comes together in like 10-15 minutes tops. This recipe is truly one I can call my own, the one that just came up in this brain of mine. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. Anyways, thank you so much. Please like the video, it helps me a ton. Commenting on the video, let me know what you thought. Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Peace!